Go ahead.
Okay, so before I start, I'm going to give an introduction on apes. And these aren't to be confused with monkeys. Apes are defined as primates that are able to use tools and languages. They have complex social lives and are able to solve problems. And there's numerous types of apes. Bonobos, chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, and of course humans, which is us. So in New York, an appeal court is going to hear an argument that chimps should be considered persons with rights. And for all you Rise of the Planet of Apes fans, that does not mean that chimpanzees are suddenly going to gain human intelligence and take over the world. Rather, this simply just means that they're going to give attempt to give chimps freedoms from captivity and animal cruelty. So the hearing details. This past Wednesday, an appeal court heard a plea effort to have chimpanzees declared persons rather than just things. The idea is to have them removed from inhumane conditions such as cages or boxes and released into sanctuaries or into the wild. Attorney Stephen Wise is arguing on this behalf for a monkey named Tommy and 3 other chimps that are held in New York cages. And the idea of this outcome is to start a domino effect and help get animals with human qualities out of inhumane conditions and out of lockup. This is Tommy the chimpanzee, and that's what he lives in. Just a few square feet. Tommy is owned by a human, just a single human, and he lives in a place which is dark and dank. Tommy Wise, which is the lawyer, is going to file for, on behalf of a person, like as a law that, say, someone is being held against the law unlawfully, or say if someone was kidnapped and held unlawfully, that's what he's going to charge this person for. And what he is hoping to happen is that this chimp and 3 other chimps will be released to Florida, into a sanctuary. Victory in this case could lead to new rights and rules for other animals and other things that are being abused. Other ongoing effects and efforts to stop animal cruelty. A drug maker joins 24 other pharmaceutical companies and laboratories which are stopping chimp use as test subjects. The National Institute of Health has announced that 90% of its chimps will be retired. And these trends could lead up to 1,000 laboratory caged chimps to be released by 2020. A 2000 study revealed that most of these experiments and tests done on these chimps are unnecessary and invalid. 80% of these chimps are being held under captivity, and rather than actually being tested on, they're just being warehoused after and left to sit around and do nothing. So they're just locked up in cages for no reason. These warehouses are like jails. There's no companionship, no grooming. They're stuck in cold, hard, barred cells, like a jail. Most chimps have been given diseases such as AIDS, hepatitis, cancer, malaria, and heart diseases, and they've been given this just to test on, and then they sit there. 80% of them sit there and do nothing with these diseases. So a quick review. Attorney Stephen Wise is representing Tommy the chimp, and 3 other chimps. He's going to argue why these animals deserve basic rights and why they shouldn't be held up in cages and locked up like they're dead, like they're worth nothing. He did this on this past Wednesday in an Albany, New York court. And he did this to keep them from, once again, inhumane captivity. And he's doing this by a ruling which is used on persons called unlawful imprisonment. And I also have a video of chimps being released into the wild for the first time in 30 years. haven't seen the outside in 30 years.